Le Pen's far right served as mouthpiece for the Kremlin, says French parliamentary report.
Here's a summary of the article.
After a 6-month inquiry and more than 50 hearings, the cross-party parliamentary inquiry found that the National Rally Party, formerly known as the National Front, had served as a communication channel for Russian power, notably supporting Moscow's illegal annexation of Crimea, according to the leaked report. The report details frequent contacts between party representatives and Russian officials, culminating in the warm welcome Le Pen received at the Kremlin ahead of France's 2017 presidential election, complete with a photo op with Putin. The pro-Russian stance softened in the wake of Moscow's invasion of Ukraine, the centrist MP conceded, noting that Le Pen and her party had unambiguously condemned Russian aggression, though without changing tack on Crimea. When you speak to Russia, you are not speaking to any foreign leader, you are talking to your banker, Macron told Le Pen, arguing that her party's loan from a Russian bank with links to the Kremlin made her dependent on Vladimir Putin and incapable of defending French interests. Le Pen has repeatedly argued that she had no choice but to seek creditors abroad because French banks are reluctant to deal with her party, some on ideological grounds, others due to the party's chronically unstable finances. There is nothing, not a shred of evidence that would prove Russian influence over the national rally, Le Pen told reporters on Thursday, as rumors about the leaked report began to swirl. The inquiry's immediate political consequence is to highlight, once again, Marine Le Pen's pro-Russian stance, particularly on the annexation of Crimea, French daily Le Monde observed on Friday.
This post received a score of 9,900, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than, there is nothing. Not a shred of evidence that would prove Russian influence over the national rally. Le Pen told reporters, "Oh, I meant it's not a shred of evidence, in that it's actually fully intact and comprehensive evidence." Kidding. She'll just keep doubling down on lying, as she is often wont to do.
Just right-wing fascist things. Song goes the same the world around. Hell, conservative still screeches every time Russia comes up.
You still believe the Russia hoax?
Just remind them Mueller indicted 34 individuals.
And several organizations, and 12 of those were Russian intelligence. Indicted when Trump visited his handler, Putin, at Helsinki and stated he believed Putin over our intelligence agencies. Trump and the GOP sided with an authoritarian over our most highest echelon of police, the FBI. The Blue Lives Matter party is always crapping on the FBI when they reveal dirt on Trump or Trump allies. Like when they were justified in raiding Mar-a-Lago for all the top secret documents he was hoarding.
I had to check to see if I wrote that. Haha. My thoughts exactly.
Russians have been using stolen wealth to buy influence with right-wing parties for decades. It is certainly not an isolated problem.
Remember, the Russians paid for the Brexit vote as well as every right-wing party in every election across Europe. American politics aren't their only investment. Their ultimate goal is to break up NATO. Too bad everyone in Eastern Europe old enough to remember the Iron Curtain is pushing for NATO membership now, as well as readily supplying Ukraine with every weapon they could ever need. Way to screw the pooch, Pooty.
Remembering when the guy who bankrolled UKIP and Brexit campaigns was given a Russian gold mine.
It seems like Le Pen, and her party, have been reviewing financing from Russian sources for almost a decade. It hardly likely that these funds were given without the expectation of something in return.
They were vocally supporting the annexion of Crimea, just after getting a loan. No need to look very far.
US politicians are doing the same thing.
Every country's far right is a Kremlin mouthpiece.
Fun fact. RT in English is kinda pushing conservative right propaganda. RT in Spanish is doing the same with leftist one. In reality, they just want to add, Russia good, its enemies bad, across digestible talking points across their target audience. Generally, propaganda of Russia doesn't care about ideology, but they are seeking division, chaos, uncertainty, collusion, lack of trust, and to destroy unity within enemy countries and especially organizations, EU, NATO etc., to promote separation to make those enemies weaker. And they indeed employ both far right and far left for that.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.